What's crack-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So we're back again, once again, for another season preview. Today we go over the Los Angeles Chargers. We're going to take a look at the roster, at the schedule. I'm going to give you my projected starters, as well as how I think they're going to do this season. But first and foremost, go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the video. That's always much appreciated. Much obliged. Big exciting news. If you weren't here for yesterday's video, we're gonna basically been given the opportunity and the privilege to be a part of something big with a lot of the football YouTubers. Well, I guess on YouTube, the content creators, and like I said, it's gonna be something big. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love it. I got a trailer right here for it. It launches in July. Take a look. Like I said, I didn't say it was a teaser. It was a teaser. It was a teaser. But again, it's going to be huge. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. Like I said, I'm very grateful for this opportunity to be able to work with a lot of these guys. The social media handles will be in the description below. So go ahead, follow those, and just stay up to date. And you're going to get to be able to view just a lot of smart, savvy individuals when it comes to football, when it comes just to their teams, their perspective. And if you enjoy talking football, I highly suggest you do that. It's gonna be great. But let's go ahead, let's get in. Side note, Madden content should be here next week. Hopefully I'm recording it this weekend. And then NCAA, I'm gonna take a look. Hopefully the game works. Got it in my hands, and I can't wait to have a blast with that. Hopefully y'all will love that. Chargers, right? How are they going to do this year? Well, the biggest question is going to be surrounded with Tyrod Taylor. Will he be able to do better than Phillip Rivers did last year? Basically not turn the ball over. So let's go ahead and look at the roster here. And a large part of that will be how well the offensive line plays. I love how the right side of this offensive line looks, because I know they got Brian Blood listed at left tackle. There ain't no way. Ain't no way that's happening. He's played right tackle his whole career. He's probably going to be a right tackle here. They got Turner in the trade, which I thought was highway robbery. They got a good young player. Hopefully Mike Pouncey is coming back healthy, so that right side of the offensive line looks very good. My questions, they arise with well, the left side. First of all, you got Dan Feeney in there, who's been not good, close to yeah at best. What he's given up 43 last year, gave up 43 pressures, 7 penalties, 8 hits on the quarterback, 5 sacks. Like, big part of Phillip Rivers' struggle was because of this offensive line, and I mean that went to the tackle positions as well, as Sam TV and what is it, Trent Scott. They weren't any better, if not a little bit worse. So it looks like Feeney's gonna go uncontested. You can make maybe an argument for Forrest Lamp. He hasn't really been able to stay healthy, and his play when on the field wasn't much different than Dan Feeney. And then, like I said, you're gonna have this. I mean, we could mention Storm Norton, but he's an XFL player. He was playing in essentially what is kind of a minor league, so we'll see. We'll see. I kind of hope for the best. He was really probably the only offensive lineman prospect that I thought probably would get signed to a team. But left tackle, that's going to be a big issue here. Like I said, Trent Scott was pretty terrible last year. He allowed 48 pressures, 10 penalties, 7 sacks, and that was through the course of only 547 snaps. He was pretty awful. Then you have Sam Levy, who he actually played on the right side all of his snaps, 794 snaps, all at right tackle. I mean, is he in the competition for this? He wasn't that good. He allowed 40 pressures, 4 penalties, 8 sacks. I think probably the better answer here is they're gonna see what they have in Trey Pipkins. He's had a year to kind of simmer. He played better than the other two when given a shot. Granted, it was only 245 snaps at left tackle, But we'll see. We'll see. I think he's probably the front runner here for winning that job. And yeah, I think the offensive line is much better than last year. So there is reason to be optimistic. And then at the receiver position, you got Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen, he's more of a short to intermediate threat. Very underrated, very good route runner. He's a quarterback's best friend. He's going to be Tyrod Taylor's best friend. But Tyrod Taylor, when he was most successful in, I believe it was the 2015 and 2016 season in Buffalo, his best seasons, he had a deep vertical threat, whether it was Sammy Watkins or Marquise Goodwin. Who will be that this year? It's going to be Mike Williams, hands down. Mike Williams, yes, it's not like he has game-breaking speed or separation speed, but the guy, he's a big vertical target. He's a kind of a 50-50 guy, and he's got great hands. I mean, down the field, a lot of it was really on Phillip Rivers. I mean, the guy, Phillip Rivers, he threw 5 picks on passes of 20 yards or more. I mean, Mike Williams, just give him a shot. And Tyrod Taylor's been proven he ain't afraid. This guy ain't Jacoby Brissett. This guy ain't afraid to take shots, and he's decently accurate with the football when taking those shots. So Mike Williams honestly might have a pretty darn good season. So the question is, who will be there in the slot? Keenan Allen, he likes to play in the slot sometimes, but they're going to want to keep him on the field. Who can really play on the outside? You can maybe get like a Joe Reed, who is another vertical threat to keep in mind here. Andre Patton had very limited snaps, wasn't that great. Jason Moore barely saw the field. Honestly, I like KJ Hill here, and I think he kind of actually fits the role of slot best. I mean, he can play outside, but I'd rather have Keenan Allen do that. Have KJ Hill in the slot, something he did all the time, almost exclusively at Ohio State. The guy's a very good route runner, not great speed, but he's fast enough. I think he can be a chain mover. I like this for Tyrod Taylor. And then, of course, you got Hunter Henry. He could always kick into the slot if you want him to do that as well. Virgil Green, he's a solid backup, very capable starter. So if they do want to kick Henry to the outside but keep a tight end on the field or on the line, they could bring Green in for that role. So it's going to be interesting. Tyrod Taylor, I think this team is going to be very competitive this season. Don't sleep on the Chargers. Also, you have a terrifying receiving threat in your backfield in Austin Eckler. Very underrated. Deserved the money he got. It was like, what, only 4 years, $24 million? I maybe got that wrong. I know it's in that ballpark. Very good. And people talk about, well, they brought in Joshua Kelly, so he's probably going to see some time. No, he ain't going to cut into Austin Eckler's time. Nah, he's easily the best running back there. Even Justin Jackson, I mean, he's kind of a mighty mouse. Very compact, hard hitting, but Austin Eckler is easily the most dynamic. Joshua Kelly ain't gonna bring nothing to the receiving game, so he's got very good weapons. Tyrod Taylor, he can easily lead this offense to the playoffs. This team, I'm in full endorsement of this team. Justin Herbert, I'd rather have him sit on the bench. There's a lot to like about him. Amazing arm talent, questionable decision maker. Again, the Oregon offense didn't really benefit his strong suits, but still, I think a year to kind of simmer is great. Tyrod Taylor start the whole year. He's going to keep your team stinking competitive. Let's go to the defense, because the defense is really good on the surface. I mean, there's really nothing to talk about here with Melvin Gordon and Joey Bosa. They're both phenomenal. They're great. Not much behind them, though, if someone goes down to injury. So that's my only not gripe. Yeah, it's probably my only gripe with the edge talent there is after your Pro Bowlers, you got nothing behind them. And then on the interior, I actually like the move of Linval Joseph. He's familiar with Gus Bradley. He's very good run stop and nose tackle. Granted, last year kind of took a step back. That might be age, might have just been a down year. We'll see. but he's going to be at least a 2-down guy. You also have Justin Jones there. I like Jerry Tillery to come in and step in and probably play the 3 tech. I'd rather him as a gap penetrator, so maybe more so playing the B gap, but that's not how this defense is designed. He's going to be a 3 tech, so we'll see, but I expect him to take a big leap. Okay, maybe not a big leap, but I expect him to be much better. It's hard to be bad or like worse than last season. Last season was pretty much a disaster for him. But after that, there ain't much to talk about. Maybe PJ Johnson, but he looks like he's probably going to be a journeyman. Another nose tackle maybe to keep an eye on. And then we go to linebacker core. And wowie. Kenneth Murray, he's obviously going to be a starter there. They drafted him in the first round. They gave away a 2nd and a 3rd round pick. He's going to be a starter. Who will start next to him? I don't think you could go wrong with either Drew Tranquill or Kazir White. I think White and Tranquill, they were actually both pretty darn good together. They're competent in coverage. They're solid tacklers. So really can't go wrong. People might give the edge to White. I kind of favor Tranquill, but we'll see. Denzel Perriman, I don't think we're going to see much of him this year. That kind of was the case last season. I mean, that's about all really talk about at the linebacker position. So let's just go ahead. Let's talk about secondary. Probably the most interesting and the most deep part of this defense, because you got Casey Hayward on one side of the field. The question is who's going to be on the other side, because Chris Harris, he signed to play in the slot, so he's going to play in the slot. They're moving Desmond Keene, who is actually one of the better slot corners in football, to safety, so I imagine they're going to be playing him. I don't know, man. I really don't know, because I would rather play him not necessarily in the box, but like maybe close to the line of scrimmage. So I guess in the box, or at least in that vicinity. But who they're going to play at single high? I know Derwin James honestly could do it all, but he's very versatile in that manner. But you still want like that single high guy, that safety net. And that's what Nazir Adderley was supposed to be. He got hurt early on. So we might see parts of him. I mean, Rashawn Jenkins was actually pretty good last year, but I mean, I wouldn't start him over King. Honestly, I wouldn't start him over Adderley, because I want to see what we got in Adderley. The guy is incredibly quick, very fast, one of the most rangy safeties coming out of the 2019 draft. So that'll be interesting. So really, they got a wealth of talent there at safety. So then what's going on with the other outside corner position? It's probably going to be a race here. It's going to be a race between Michael Davis and Brandon Faison, who these guys are kind of like polar opposites. Like Michael Davis, as the year got on, he got much better in coverage, but a lot of people wanted to take a stab at his tackling. He wasn't the best tackler. I get it. Okay, he wasn't a great tackler, which Brandon Faison was, but he struggled mightily in coverage. He's a bit of a boomer bust. He likes to try to go for the big plays. It really hasn't worked out in the NFL yet. So I kind of lean Michael Davis. Like I said, he was a starter there down the stretch. He had a hot streak. I thought he was developing very nicely. So I think he's kind of the favorite to win the outside position. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the schedule, because you got to face Kansas City twice a year. That sucks. Oh, this is a Rams. This is a wrong Los Angeles team. Almost like I forgot about the Chargers. Why would I do that? I would never forget about the Chargers. Where are you at, Chargers? There we go. So, like I said, you're facing Kansas City twice a year. Denver, that's a much improved roster as well. And then the Raiders, I don't know. What do you expect from Derek Carr? I couldn't tell you. On top of that, they get to go and face the AFC East. So you got the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Jets, which are kind of like mixed reaction teams at this point. And then the Bills, which is like, okay, that's going to be a tough game. And they will have to face the NFC South, which is incredibly tough, facing teams like the Saints, the Buccaneers now with Tom Brady. You can't sleep on them. And that was a team that was getting much better last year, especially on defense. Finally got that secondary right. And then Atlanta, you can't sleep on Matt Ryan. Matty Ice, he's still around. He's still a thing. That team, it's got a lot of offensive juice. And the Carolina Panthers, I fear Joe Brady. But other games they will have outside of that, we will have Jacksonville, which we're in Minshew Mania 2. So I don't know. They kind of feel like they're in a rebuild. You will also have the... Am I missing a squad here? I feel like I must have passed it. Oh, the Bengals. That's why. Bengals, which, like I said, roster got much better. So, yeah, Joe Burrow's in town. So that's not necessarily an easy win. They instantly got better at quarterback. So, like I said, Tyrod Taylor, he's going to keep this team very competitive. Obviously, I have him as the starter, so let's go into the starters with Tyrod Taylor, of course. Austin Eckler, you heard me just kind of gloat about Austin Eckler. I love me Austin Eckler. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. I got KJ Hill there in the slot, then Hunter. I have Sam Tevy there at left tackle. I've changed my mind. Trey Pipkins. It's Trey Pipkins. That's who it should be. So, my bad. And then you got Feeney, Pouncey, Turner, and Bulaga. Again, a much improved offensive line. On to the defense. Nickel package, of course, because they're going to try to keep Chris Harris on the field as much as possible. So Joey Bosa, Linval Joseph. I got Justin Jones as starter. I think him and Jerry Tillery will be splitting a lot of time there at the 3-tech. Melvin Ingram, Kenneth Murray, Drew Tranquill. I kind of told y'all I kind of favor him to win that job. Then I got Hayward, Davis, Harris. I got James, and I put Desmond King because I ain't know where they're going to keep him off the field. He's going to see, I think, significantly more snaps than Jenkins or Adderley. So, record. What are we doing here? What are we doing here with the record? I think the schedule is actually, I would say it's above average. It's tough, but it's not entirely tough just because of the AFC East. The Raiders, I don't know. Will they implode? It's going to be a lot of pressure there on Derek Carr and even Marcus Mariota if he comes in and plays. There's going to be a lot of pressure. He's going to want to come in and Tannehill it. So there is that. But like I said, Denver is much improved. Kansas City is just wild. They're a powerhouse. The NFC South is nothing to gawk at. So at the end of the day, I have this team at 7-9. They're headed in the right direction. Justin Herbert will be your starter in 2021. You'll have another draft to acquire more talent. So at the end of the day, I just thought there was a few games on there that were a bit too tough, and facing Kansas City twice here kind of sucks. I think Atlanta, New Orleans, and Tampa, it's going to be tough to come out of that with a winning percentage. They're at least losing one, if not two of those games. And I mean, the AFC East is kind of hard to predict at this point. Will Jarrett Stidham be Brady V2? By the time y'all face the Dolphins week 7, that might be Tua territory, and you can't really sleep on Fitz magic. He can have a game every now and then where he pops off. And then you also got to keep in mind Tyrod Taylor, he is 2 years removed, and honestly you could say 3, because it's not like he played particularly well in 2017, but he didn't have really much of a vertical threat that year. So he is 2 to 3 years removed from actually pretty darn good play. So yeah, there's a bit of hesitancy towards me when, yes, you should be optimistic with Tyrod Taylor. You should expect this team to be competitive. He's a competent quarterback, but at the same time, he's a bridge quarterback. But that's all I got for you. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, and that's it for the video. Go ahead, do the YouTube thing. Don't forget FTFN. FTFN? Did I say that right? Yeah, I did. Darn right, man. I love letters. Check that out. Like I said, handles in the description. It's gonna be dope, man. I'm super excited. and hopefully this just allows me more time to make content, at least in the future, because I love doing this stuff for you guys. I love talking with y'all in the comments section, and it'll be very nice to have more time to actually dedicate to this channel and just to have some really good conversations with y'all about sports, something we could all love and agree on. Well, not necessarily agree on, I guess, but till next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.